we all love a well-prepared meal. We all love to eat. That's what keeps us going, just like...
Especially on Friday.
Exactly. You can just go extra mile, go to the market and get a lot of stuff. But what happens with what you cook with? Are you putting more troubles into your body, or you're actually nourishing them?
All right, time to bring up the spick and span, pots and pans, you have to say. Now, did you know that the pots and pans you use every day could be negatively affecting your health? Well, we think we are eating healthy and living healthier simply because of what we cook and prepare for ourselves and our families. But many of us don't consider the tools we use to prepare those meals and if they are healthy for us in the first place.
There are different types of cookware in the markets today, from titanium to glass to clay. There's the non-stick as well as the more traditional stainless steel and aluminium pots. Our guest almost lost her life to an asthma attack in 2014, triggered by a reaction known as polytrafluoroethylene. I don't know if I got that right. It's just so long. But let's go for short and say it is PTFS. PTFES. An inhalation fever caused by heating up the chemical on non-stick pots.
All right, now, in search of a solution to this, she founded Radiance Cookware. The company specializes in safe cookware, and more on that. Now, joining us now is none other than Nancy Umeh. She is a registered nurse, public health scientist, and CEO of Radiance Cookware. Well, Nancy, good morning to you. Good to have you on Breakfast Central.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, for the past 3 years, you've made it almost a personal crusade to educate Nigerians about the possible health side effects of particular types of cookware. How did you find yourself on this part?
Well, I always say illness brought me to this business, and the search for good health, the search for just a stable life brought me to Radiance Cookware, or showed Radiance Cookware to me. I was really, I was in a very dark period of my life, and I just wanted to live a normal life. I was having to go to the hospital every single time. Every week, I would spend 3 to 4 days in the hospital. So I would say illness brought me to this point of my life.
Oh, okay, okay. We're going to come to the cookware and that. But how bad was your health at the time you started looking for the triggers and the possible solutions? What really happened?
Okay, my health was so bad. So the thing is, I would say I was always healthy. Growing up, I never used to go to the hospital, and all this started when I had my first child. It was it was like a reset of my body happened, and I was in shock. It was really bad because I was thinking, okay, it was just the childbirth, and then after a while it would ease off, but it never did. And that is when I knew I had to do something, because it was taking me out of the house a lot. It was making me not take care of my responsibilities. It was putting a lot of pressure on my family, my husband, who now had to, do most of the, when new parents are just so confused, and then there's just only one partner, it was really bad. So that's when I knew I had to take.
We're glad something good came out of that quite unfortunate scenario. We can see pictures of you at some point with a really bad breakout on your face. Now, let's talk about the cookware. There are many types in the market, all claiming different things, from how fast and even they cook to health benefits from cooking with them. How does one know the right cookware to go for, and what are the things to consider when buying cookware?
So many things. In Nigeria, sadly, we have to consider finances, because we are the poverty capital of the world. And we have to actually look at finances first. There's so many safe cookwares. In fact, there are actually 7 of them in the world right now. If you are going to pick from that list of 7, I'll just go ahead and list them. We have cast iron, we have stainless steel, titanium, we have ceramic, we have glass. We have lead-free ceramic, which is very important because nowadays we have so many types of ceramic that are not safe. We have clay pots and we have the new ones called the green pans. So if you are able to pick from those seven, you have to look at the ones that are in your price range. They have different price ranges from as low as 30,000 to as high as 5 million for a set. So the thing
Wow.
is, you have to consider your family size, your finances, and just how well you can maintain the ones that you pick. Because if you go ahead and buy glass because it's cheap, you might end up buying it every 2 months if you don't know how to maintain it. So what comes to mind is how well are you able to maintain these things? How large is the family? What do you like to cook? And how much money do you have? So there's seven of them, and they have different price ranges. They're all safe. What we should look out for is just what we actually like to cook, how large our family is, how much money we have, and if we are actually going to take care of these pots that we're buying. So,
all right, Nancy. Now you spent some couple of years now researching and testing cookware. Now, what did you learn from all this testing and experimenting, especially based on your experience? Because if I understand correctly, you had reactions from the cookware you used to use before.
Okay, my experience was that not every safe cookware is actually safe.
Okay.
Because I did a lot of research. I was going on, I was looking at studies, I was going on Google, I was doing all sorts. And I sort of made a list of the ones that I had to buy. And then I went to the market and I discovered that, okay, the ones that I was buying from the Lagos market, the Balogun market, for example, I would take them to the lab to test for the particular chemicals that I found out were the problems. And I would find that these so-called stainless steel at the market were actually filled with all these chemicals, and they are supposed to be safe. So what I learned, the most important thing I learned was that not every safe cookware is actually safe, especially in the Nigerian market. And that's actually what made me say, okay, I have to actually go out of the country and look for how these things are actually made and how to make them safe. Because the ones that we were finding here, I would take them to the lab. I was very hoping that, okay, I can finally cook with this pot. And then they'll tell me, oh, sorry, this is what you list.
But not everybody can, take their cookware to the lab for, experiments and testing. So what tricks do you think people can use to know what cookware is safe and that can make healthy meals for them?
Yes, so the thing is, we have the simple baking soda test at home. There's a particular company that goes from door to door just to do this test for people. They put some baking soda in the pot, put some water, boil it, and then they tell you to taste it. You could do that test, the baking soda test. You could also look for the certifications of people that are actually selling cookwares, because in Nigeria, we do not have any government body that actually monitors the safety of cookware. So you are just going to depend on the manufacturers to give you that sort of certification that this is what we do, this is how much of, this is a chemical, this is what we use, and this is our certification to show that we are safe. You just have to, if you can't test yourself, you have to hope that the people, making these cookwares are doing it the right way, and then they have the certification. So look out for the certification. Most people that actually manufacture have certifications in the packaging of their pots at the bottom. So if you buy an original stainless steel, for example, you would see certification on the bottom of the pot that says, 18/10. It shows the chromium ratio of that particular cookware. So you know that is safe, and that's going to leach very, very minimally into your food. So you have to look for the stamps on the cookwares, look for the certifications on the boxes.
All right.
Sadly, you're not required to have those here. So that is why people always go ahead and buy their cookwares from abroad. But in other countries, they're actually required to write those things on the packaging, to stamp those things on the cookwares themselves.
All right, Nancy. Apart from the packaging and the stamping and the writing and the checking what is underneath the pot, well, what should we look out for? If we suspect that, our cookware could be, having an effect, or even poisoning us?
So first of all, you need to get rid of anything that is not on the 7 items that I told you, the list. Anything in your kitchen that is not on that list is going to be a red flag, first of all. So if you are using a non-stick pot or an aluminum pot, that is the red flag. You need to get rid of that, and then try and use one of the 7 safe cookwares. And even when you now buy one of the 7 safe cookwares, it is easy.
Nancy, can you just name the 7 right now for us?
Okay, the first one is cast iron.
Okay.
The second is titanium.
Okay.
Third is stainless steel.
Okay.
The fourth is lead-free ceramic.
Okay.
The fifth is glass.
Wow. Okay.
The sixth is clay, which is what our forefathers used to use.
Oh.
The normal clay pots, those old school clay pots.
Okay.
And then the 7th one is the green pots, or what they call green pans. Green pans are amazing because they actually give that same non-stick effect that we are all looking for. It's just that they are made with more eco-friendly materials, but they do not last a long time. So we're looking at 1 year, 2 years, and then you have to change them again because they're usually just aluminum lined with a more friendly non-stick material other than Teflon. So those are the 7 safe cookwares you should be using. If you can get any of those 7, then you don't even have to look too hard or work too hard to make sure that they are safe. Most times they are usually safe because it's very hard to mess up a safe cookware. So,
all right. Yeah. I just want to ask, you mentioned something about, going abroad to get, some people go abroad to get their cooking ware, and you say that there are rules governments and maybe regulatory bodies enforce. Coming back to Nigeria and some other African countries, really, what role can government take up in this conversation about safe cookware so we don't have people getting such sad reactions like you did earlier?
Well, I don't think, to be honest, I feel like we have too many issues. We have too many problems in Africa.
But we have to find a way to tackle them. We can't keep saying there's a problem and we're not doing anything.
Yeah, I agree with you in a sense, so Nancy, because there are too many problems. You're telling me there's a problem with my cooking pots. My cooking pots.
We are not the capital of the world. We haven't eaten yet, and we're looking at which pots. The thing is, the thing that encourages all this, the importation of this very low quality cookwares, the purchasing power of the public. If you go ahead and bring in cookwares that are, say, 15,000 for just one piece, and you take it to Lagos Island and you're staying with your stock and you're not selling it, it's going to be very discouraging. So you go ahead and tell your supplier, okay, this is what I needed to do. I want to sell it 5,000. So reduce the quality for me so that these people will buy it fast, so that I will see my money faster. So that's the problem. The thing is, the purchasing power of Nigerians is just so low. So there's really nothing. The government can just help us ensure that the people importing these things, the Nigerians bringing these things into the country, actually have a standard. All
right.
We always copy.
But I really wonder how much awareness people have, about all this, especially when it comes to the 7 categories you listed out. Are people really now aware? I'm not talking about women or girls in the kitchen. Also, guys, chefs, cooks, restaurants. Is there really awareness of what you've seen so far?
No, actually, the thing is, the people that actually control the country, so I'll say this: the Aluminum Association in Nigeria is holding us by the throat. You cannot tell. It's a very big company. I'm not going to mention their name. You can't tell them to not produce aluminum, because that's what our forefathers have been using anyways. Those are big party pots. They are the ones that produce it. All the aluminum pots we have, for example. You can't tell them, oh, don't produce it, because these people are responsible for some sort of development in our country. The government is actually benefiting from them. So they really can't tell them, okay, don't produce these things. The only thing the government can do is try and get some education into people, maybe from primary, from secondary school, maybe during health classes. We do some sort of health courses in primary school, like PhD. I remember those days we used to do health sciences. We could just tell people that, when you are cooking, yes, you can cook healthy meals, but try and use, any of the approved safe cookwares in the world.
All right.
Yeah, you're talking about the challenges and all that, with getting some of these things changed, but you are aware, and there are some people that are aware how to get the right cookware for themselves and their families, and you've told maybe friends and families and all of that, but why did you go ahead to start? We've been seeing pictures of that, actually, Radiance Cookware. Why did you go into business around this same issue?
Okay, the thing is, I used to document my entire life on Instagram. So when I was going through all the reactions, I would come back from the hospital and I'll be like, okay, guys, this is how I feel right now. I'm scared to cook. So I used to be very scared to cook, and I would come online, I'll come to my stories, and I would rant and rant all day. And so the first time I bought a titanium set, it cost me a lot. And I was like, guys, can you imagine how much I spent for this? And they were like, Nancy, I don't want to, this is too expensive. And then the second time I experimented, I bought ceramic, and we're like, oh, this is so cool. Let us know what else you come up with. And then I bought cast iron. And then my entire estate, because I am an executive in my estate, and we have like a group. And then I think they watch my status on WhatsApp. So immediately I bought it and I cooked with it. And I was like, oh, I really like this pot. Everybody was like, what? You have to buy for us. Where did you buy it from? And then now I was like, okay, so now I have to buy for you. And then I bought for the first 3 people. And then, of course, I bought for my sisters. And then that's how I was cooking with it on Instagram.
Voila. And there you have it. Business also, albeit, from other circumstances. Well,
people. He said, babe, you have to start bringing these things. So since the whole world now is coming to your kitchen to take your pot, because they will come to my kitchen and they will say, Nancy, I'm going with your pot. Oh. And I was like, okay.
So you basically wanted to stop them coming and just taking your pot.
Yeah.
So you decided to go into business.
Oh, yes. My husband helped, and then I traveled for the first time. I was like, what? This is all that goes into making this pot. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And it took a lot of traveling. It took a lot of stress, but I eventually just decided to.
All right, Nancy. It's been such a joy to really have you on the program today. Thank you very much for joining us, Nancy Umeh, on the program Breakfast Central. And clearly now it means I have to go and clear my kitchen of all those pans that are there. Well, thank you very much again, Nancy Umeh, for joining us on Breakfast Central.
Having me. God bless you. Have a nice day.
And
you too.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Some sunshine in here.
Yeah.
After I read a bit about that, we're going to be talking about cookware this morning. I went into my kitchen and I looked at the pots. I only have 3 pots, by the way. So I looked at them and I checked what was written underneath. I was like, okay, I am safe. So if you're watching this for the first time, we're talking about cookware. So please go into your kitchen, check the kind of cookware you're using. You're not exacerbating your health situation or even causing unspecified health situation with the kind of cookware you use. It might seem like a fun conversation, but it's really important. We need to take it seriously. Thanks again to Nancy.
Yeah, and she also reeled out, the 7 categories of the safe ones. So you want to catch this program on YouTube much later today, and you can just listen to Nancy reel out what it is you can use, the 7 categories. Right, then we'll take a quick breather. When we'll come back, we've got sports, we've also got entertainment right here on Breakfast Central. Stay with us.